All right, everybody, welcome back to another Zoomcast. Put these back up. We're here, Stephen Olveda, Sports Information Director, here with basketball point guard Thomas Doyle. Thomas, how's it going? Up in Seattle right now, right?
Actually, Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz right now. There we go. And he's and we were just talking before, and you're planning on coming back down to Orange for the start of school and next week.
Yeah, on Saturday I'll be back down in Orange.
All right. How was school up for you in the spring? What was your school setup like back at home?
So once we got sent home March 11th, I actually went to Santa Cruz and had a pretty good. I didn't really have too much of problems adjusting to online. All of my teachers were super easy and thorough with how they were putting into effect like online classes, and there was a lot of like leeway teachers gave just because of the challenges that like all the students and even faculty face just moving to online classes. So I would say it was a pretty smooth transition for me. I don't really have any complaints thanks to my teachers, professors.
Good. What was that? What was I mean, obviously your basketball season had just ended,
Mm-hmm.
but what was, how were you able to stay up with basketball? Do you have a court at home? Were you able to get some training in somehow?
I've definitely maximized my like in-home workout regimen just with like resistance bands and a bunch of things, just random equipment that you can use to get a good workout. But in terms of basketball, I don't have a court at my house. Just been going to local parks that didn't have like the rims closed off. You can find some good courts that have decent hoops and an actual like even level of like floor. But yeah, just been playing at courts I can find that have, just that are good. But a lot of workouts at home, some yoga at home. Yeah.
How would you describe yourself as a basketball player? What did you bring to the team when you were on the floor? I know your role changed a little bit over the course of the season. So how would you describe yourself, what you brought to the team?
I think something I bring to the team is I consider myself kind of a pass first guard. I'm looking to get guys open, and usually my shot comes secondary in my game. I think also one of my main roles on the team was like just kind of providing a defensive spark and sort of like an energy guy just by how hard I play. I like to dive on the floor, get steals. That's my favorite. And also another part of my game that I think I brought to the team was just trying to run in transition. We kind of had a half-court offense that we played in a lot, and I thought that when I was in the game, I just tried to rebound the ball and get out, get some fast break points, make some easy shots while, instead of getting set up in the half court. I thought that was what I brought to the team.
Energy is definitely something that's noticeable to anybody that even watched you guys play. When Thomas came on the floor, you saw the energy on both ends of the floor. And I mean, what you described, I think, is pretty much what I observed, I think, throughout the season. What were you like? What were you looking forward to going into your senior year? I know that's going to have to wait until at least January at this point. Yeah. What were you looking forward to the most, seeing how the season kind of progressed, and you kind of came on, you came on strong late in the season?
Yeah, we definitely didn't end the season the way we wanted to, but we had a lot of returning guys, and we actually last year's team had 14 new guys, including myself. So I was really just looking forward to like furthering the bond we had as a team and really cementing our chemistry, because basically throughout the season we were still getting to know each other and our playing styles. We switched rotations a lot, but coming back into my senior season, I was just looking forward to getting back on the court with the guys who I had only been on the court with for a year, and just really getting to know them further as basketball players and just play better as a team, because we know each other and have been with each other for longer than just a year.
You had a rare like two-trip season, I guess. You made a trip up to Seattle, up to your hometown almost, so Tacoma, and then one trip to Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
And so, what were those two like to get? Like you said, a bunch of new guys. What were those two trips? What importance did they play to get you guys to kind of gel as a team early on?
But those two trips were both kind of highlights of the season, I thought, for me, and I would imagine most of the guys on the team, just because you're with each other throughout the weekend, the whole time together. It's kind of fun because there's random room assignments, so you get to know a guy better who maybe isn't your best friend on the team, and you put in a position where you're doing everything with that person. So I thought that was a really cool opportunity. Just the act of like flying as a team together is always fun. Driving up on a van, like road trips are always just really good for team bonding because you spend all that time together and you really just get to like socialize as more than just on the court as teammates, but kind of like gaining like friendships and just getting to know your teammates better and having a good time messing around with them on the bus or whatever it is, just trying to pass the time in a fun manner.
Now the Santa Cruz trip, I think was, if I remember right, was about 2 blowouts. You guys were pretty big in both of those games.
Yeah.
But that Tacoma trip, you played in some closer games. You split them. You lost to the home team, Puget Sound, but you took Pacific Lutheran to overtime. And the big reason why we have Thomas with us today is the season started with a buzzer beater. And I like to call it the my favorite moment from the season that I didn't get to see live. We were back in Orange, or I was back in Orange. The team was up there starting their season. I think we were getting ready for our football playoff game that we were hosting the next day. And just to come back, be in my office or and see that on the live stream was a pretty cool moment. Something that I will remember for sure. So we're gonna go talk about that game a little bit. You guys were up 62-57. You'd scored the first 5 points of overtime. So 4 minutes to go. You're just a minute in. What were you feeling at that point? You guys were rolling pretty good, I think, on both ends of the floor. And you had pushed overtime, and now you're in it, and you've got a 5-point lead. So what are your thoughts at that point in the game?
It was tough. Every possession was just huge because that was a really low-scoring game, 62-57, like you said, going into OT. You just really got to focus in on the defensive end like we were doing, and every offensive end it's just as much difficult because not much scoring is going on. So you really have to look for a good bucket and just be patient with your offense. And I rewatched that game once you gave me the opportunity to do this, and I remembered that our teammate Hayden Moore, he hit just some huge shots in overtime. I remember they shot a 3 at one end and it went in, and I remember at that moment the kid who shot it was not a guy who makes threes consistently, and I was like, come on now, And then we go back down and just Hayden answers from the corner with another 3, and then he shoots a tough pull-up jumper on. I think I actually kind of gave him the ball in a bad position, and he drove to the hoop and shot a mid-range jumper from the right elbow, and it went in, and they called a timeout. And if I remember correctly, that might have been the 2 buckets that we went up 62-57 on. Could be wrong, but it was just those are some huge shots, and it was a big part of the game,
After you brought that up, because I actually brought up the video of it, and those are actually after PLU comes back.
Okay.
And takes the lead here. So you guys go up 62-57. Like you said, they come down. You guys don't score for 3 minutes after that, and so we get under a minute here. And that's where PLU comes in. They get offensive rebounds, take advantage of some open space, and like you said, that guy hits the 3, gives you a little flex as he comes down the floor. You can see the bench there is nice and amped up for you. And so now you guys are trailing 65-62. And you can see Thomas with the ball here. And are you guys looking for Hayden? Is that what you're looking for in this set here? You just
not necessarily. We're just trying to run through our offense thoroughly. We like looking for the best shot, and that just happened to be it at that time. So yeah, we tied it up with that.
And Hayden wasn't having, as the season went on, he had some monster games. So he wasn't having like the best shooting night of his season anywhere close to it. But like you said, just huge shots.
Really came in clutch when it mattered, which was awesome.
So what is that like for, what are you guys looking for, I guess, on the defensive end here? You come up with a foul, but, you got to be feeling good. Like I said, you go on a 3-minute scoring drought there, but you get an answer there. So you guys are kind of feeling back into the groove a little bit at this point?
Definitely. It's not getting a bucket for that long can be kind of mentally draining. So to have Hayden hit that huge shot was big, and kind of unfortunate that we fouled right after that, but because that's definitely not what we were intending to do. But the end result was what we wanted.
Like you said, with new guys here, you got Thomas is on the floor. This is his first game at Chapman. Hayden's first game at Chapman. And then I think that's where it got there on the block in his first game at Chapman. And then you have Ferrier and White in the game as well. So he misses that second one. Now you guys got a chance to take a lead.
Yep.
On this one, I think this is the pull-up bucket that you're going to give him. He's going to hit this Kobe-ish type shot here.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Okay, these were the buckets I was talking about, actually.
And that's not something we see Hayden do a lot during the season there.
Yeah.
But he makes that one go in somehow. Huh? What is
Yeah.
it about Hayden that his desire to just put the ball in the hole? Do you think that's just pure, like, I'm making this go in no matter what?
He's just a really hard worker, and being on his team, he gets up more shots than anyone. He's in the gym longer than anyone, just working on his shot. And if you saw his stats throughout the season and just his play, he's a phenomenal shooter. So, I mean, that was our first game, so we didn't really know what Hayden was capable of at that moment come game time, but he really proved himself, especially in overtime with those two back-to-back clutch shots.
And Hayden went on to have a huge season, and I believe set a Chapman record for made threes in a season.
I think so, yeah.
So now so they come back and answer. You guys are in a timeout right now. What's the huddle like after they come down and I think they got a layup. Just got to the hole and got a layup in. So you got 4 seconds left of the situation. You can't see the clock anywhere. You got 4 seconds left. So
this is we run through these plays kind of at the end of practice for situations like this. You're going to see the way we set up. It's a very like sprawled full court setup. I think we have two guys, one guy inbounding it, and then myself at the free throw line, Hayden and Chandler both on the sidelines, and then Big Ro got back at the other side of the court. And the play was to talk for Colin. Got a great arm, you'll see. But he tosses the ball to Alex at the other free throw line, and the goal of the play is actually to get the ball to Hayden or Chandler on the sideline for a quick shot. It happened that my guy kind of fell asleep and thought I was out of the play, and I just sprinted through, and I made sure Alex knew I was open to get that layup. But yeah, the goal is just to huck the ball down the court, so you get the ball down the court without any time being wasted, and then get the ball to one of our scorers on the wing, and hopefully they get a bucket.
So this play isn't at all.
It is not. I mean, I'm an option in the play, but I'm not the primary option.
So you're just gonna sprint down the floor, and if your guy falls asleep, great. And if he doesn't, then we're not worried about it. All right. So what's the mood like coming into this play?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you guys feeling confident coming into this play? I mean, I know this is kind of a desperation Hail Mary type of thing. 4 seconds left. You're gonna let the magic happen. But what's the mood like?
The mood, we were all in it. Like there was no hesitancy, I don't think, on any of the players on the court, but it definitely is a tough situation to have to go the length of the floor in 3.9 seconds and make a basket. So in my mind, I was like, this can be done. I'm not sure how likely it is that it'll happen, but we can definitely do this. Yeah.
So we'll go watch the play here as we break the huddles out of the timeout. Like you said, just under 4 seconds left, and Ferrier's going to take it out here. It's the only.
Basically, my only job was, as the ball goes over my head, to run down the court.
And there you go. You see the ribbon and the celebration. Of course, you end up right in front of your bench.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What's that like? You ever hit a buzzer beater before?
I have, but not a game winner. And that was just definitely the best moment of probably in my career of basketball, just to come back to near my hometown and have friends and family out at the game, and then to win in that fashion was just like a very great feeling for me.
Knowing they're in the stands?
Yeah, I had my parents who live in Seattle, and then some friends came out to the game. I think one of them actually missed the buzzer beater, but I had a lot of my friends make sure they had like the link to the stream. So there's a lot of people watching, which is really cool. I wasn't sure I got it off in time, to be honest. So I don't know. Once I put it up, I wasn't completely sure that it was good. But to see the ball go through the hoop, the red go off, and no calls on the ref's end, that was like an amazing feeling. And that my teammates were just right there, to celebrate with me was just, it was just a great feeling.
Now, my short and lame athletic career, I guess. Here, hold on a sec.
Anyway.
Is high school baseball, I scored a game-winning run once,
Nice.
and I scored from first. And I remember seeing the ball going to the gap, and I remember just thinking, "Hit, touch every base, touch every base." That's
Yeah.
all in my head the whole time. So once you see your guys falling asleep and you're sprinting down the floor, he's not going to catch you.
Yeah.
Are you just focused? Let's lay this in nice and easy, or is there anything going through your mind, or it's just a layup drill at that point?
Coach always says make sure you use the glass, and he really emphasized this after that play, just because it's more likely that you'll make it if you use the backboard, which I didn't. It ended up working out, but he definitely has a point. When I was running down the court, I was just hoping that Alex saw me, because I knew that I wasn't we didn't draw that exact variation of the play, but I knew that I was open and I had an opportunity to score probably better than anyone else did. And just talking to Alex after that play, he was he was really considering kind of pulling up and doing some of his a variation of his own, like full step back for the game winner. Thankfully, that didn't happen. And yeah, he saw me, but honestly, I thought I traveled because I caught the ball, and I think I might have taken an extra step before I dribbled since I was going so fast. But the ref didn't catch it. We got the win in the first game of the season, and yeah, great win.
There you go. How does that propel you guys? End up going 9-1 through the first half of the season there. Does that win kind of just boost that much confidence that you're able to kind of go out and know you can hang with anybody at that point in the season?
Yeah, that was definitely a test for us, because Pacific Lutheran, you never really know at the start of the season how a team's going to compete as the year goes on. Pacific Lutheran had a lot of upperclassmen, which is usually telling of a successful team. They have veteran guys who know how to play at the college level. So we definitely thought that was a big win, but going into our next 9 or 10 games, we didn't really want to get into the situation where we had to win off of, a heave buzzer beater like that. So I would say it motivated us to get our wins in regulation and win off of us playing great basketball instead of kind of a Hail Mary play like that, at the last second. Obviously, those do happen, but yeah, we just wanted to leave no doubt in our next 10 games.
And now, Thomas, I know the senior year is going to have to wait a little bit, but I just I looked up a couple things for you. Your sophomore year at Edmonds.
Yep, Edmonds Community College.
You're averaging just over 10 points a game, over 6.5 assists, 5 rebounds. Obviously that's a great night any night. So to average that over the course of a season is a sign of a successful season there. You didn't get the minutes consistently throughout the whole season when you first got here to Chapman, but I know you're looking for more. But the last 5 games, I think you started 3 or 4 of them. And you were averaging 8.5 points, 5 assists, and 5.2 rebounds over the last 5 games. So I know that you're anxious to get back on the floor and kind of pick up where you left off. What's going to be the key for them?
The season, obviously, like I said, didn't end the way we wanted it to, but I think we did. We were going in an upwards fashion, I'd say. Especially, I thought my own game was improving to how I played earlier in the season. So I was really looking forward to, I still am, just going into the senior season. And like I said, playing with a better sense of chemistry than we did this year, and kind of now that we're all familiar with the program and what we're expected to do, we have all the reps. I think we just are going to be a much more solid team, and I think there'll just be less mistakes in general, and we just all have a better idea of what we want to do and what the coaches want us to do. So I'm really hopeful. A lot of returning guys, and we really have the passion to not allow what happened this past season to happen again. We're really dedicated on making the playoffs, and if the season happens, I'm just really excited to see what we can do.
And the hair was long last year, like you needed the headband to keep it back during the game, but now you've got the whole the ponytail going on back there. Are you gonna let it grow out and keep it long, or once we break this quarantine, are you gonna find the first barber you can find?
I think that I probably will cut it before the basketball season, just because I didn't even have that long of hair during the season, and I still had a headband, and it kind of bothered me. So once the season happens, I think I'll probably cut it to a shorter length and not have to worry about it as much. But yeah, I told Steven before we got on this that I didn't cut it since Chapman went online. So yeah. got the
What about the
ponytail.
facial hair too? Is this a new thing for you as well, or is that going to go away when you?
I don't know. Just kind of experimenting in this time of not seeing that many people, but it probably will go away. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
No,
Well, hope,
no cement plans right now.
there you go. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining, and
Yeah.
hopefully you have the last week of summer that you got going on here, and before you make the trip back down to Orange, and safe travels, and
Yeah.
good luck in the fall.
Thank you. I actually have a question for you. Who are you rooting for in this year's NBA playoffs?
Oh, I grew up a Lakers fan, and so I stay a Lakers fan. I'm pretty devoted. Got my loyalty sets pretty straight when it comes to sports. So, I
Yeah.
guess I'll go for them. Hopefully, they can rebound from that Dame performance on a couple days ago.
Yeah. Yep. As you know, Seattle does not have a team, so my closest team is Portland. So that's who I'm gunning for. So
There you go.
hope it's a good series. I imagine it will be.
I've read that was a bad matchup for the Lakers. So
Yeah, they don't play well against really good guards.
yeah, it seems to be holding true. So we'll
Yeah.
see what happens, I guess.
Yes, we will. All right. Thank you, Stephen, for having me.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you. Look forward to seeing you back down in Orange.
Yeah, absolutely.
See ya.